name's Helen and this is Helen Harmer Home. If you're new here, then welcome. It is lovely to meet you. And if you are returning, then welcome back. I'm so happy that you've come back to join us. I do things all kinds of home related and basically coming home to yourself as well. I I've suffered with mental health issues all my life, anxiety and depression. I used to weigh over 20 stone and I had a lot of mental issues that I needed to resolve, and I did that and I've lost 10 stone. So this channel's all about coming home to yourself, learning who we are. I am 46, I am perimenopausal, and life looks different now. My kids are all growing up and yeah, it's about how we navigate life now. So this channel basically is all of that. Today we're doing a bit of tidying, just general tidying the downstairs, and I'm gonna clean out my laundry cupboard and basically declutter it. So I'm trying to do like little spring cleaning jobs each week or each day, like cleaning out one cupboard or clearing out a drawer, just to declutter. I don't want to do it all at once. That would completely overwhelm me, and I can't deal with that. I have to take everything a lot slower now. I've noticed that my anxiety has got quite high over the last couple of years, and if I give myself too much to do, it just freaks me out. So we take things a bit slower now, and we're going to do that today. So grab yourselves a cuppa, grab some snacks. I will give you some time to enjoy the video, but I'm going to talk over it as well. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, drop me a like, please subscribe, that would make my day. I would love to end the year on 1,000 subscribers, so I've got 8 months, 9 months, 10 months to make a difference. But guys, I'm just happy you're here. Thank you so much for being here. So yeah, grab yourselves some lovely snacks and a drink, and let's get into it. So how are we all, guys? I hope you're all well. I wanted to get the house a little bit straight today, because when the house feels a little bit cluttered, my mind feels a little bit cluttered too. And I just wanted to get it so that I could come in, settle down and breathe. I don't know whether you guys feel like that, but sometimes the house, if it's messy or just a bit untidy, I can't relax. It's like I can't sit down and go, right, I've got 5 minutes peace for me, because all I'm thinking about is the snuggle needs sorting, or there's shoes in the hallway, or there's laundry that I need to put on, and it goes through my head all the time. So I came back from the school run this morning, took my coat off and was like, I need to do this. I don't even think I'd brushed my own hair at this point. Having looked back at this video, I feel like a bit of a scruff. But hey, that's just real honest life here. So I really wanted to get this area of the house sorted out. So I'm turning the tortoise light on here. We are still looking for a nice outdoor pen for the tortoise when it gets warmer. And this is his little winter pen. So he comes and lives in the house in winter and has a wander around every day in the hallway. And then in summer, the plan is to put him out in the garden and let him have a lovely time out there when the weather warms up. But this area is a bit of a catch-all area. Everybody throws shoes in here. We don't tend to keep shoes in our rooms. We tend to keep shoes down here. There are 6 of us in the family, so it means that there are a lot of shoes. And I wanted to sort this out because it was just getting on my nerves. You walk in, the first thing you see are shoes. And it gets muddy, it gets dirty, and it was just frustrating me. So I decided that that's what I was going to do today. So anyway, how are you all? I hope you're all well. I hope you've had a good week this week. I hope that you are happy that it's now getting into March and that we are getting into the better weather months. Hopefully, keep our fingers crossed with that. I know it has snowed in March before, but fingers crossed, it's going to be a bit better. So this is one of those reset days where it's not dramatic, it's not absolutely aesthetic, it's just real life. So there's times that you come home and you see something and you walk past it a million times, and then one day you just go, do you know what, I've had enough. And this was my had enough day. Like I said, when I feel like my home is cluttered, my head feels cluttered too. So it was less about kind of cleaning and sorting out. It was more about the mental clear out as well. The fact that these shoes look messy, it makes me feel like my house is messy. And it's only one area of the house, but I just, like I say, I can't settle. Does anyone else feel like that? Do you have one zone in your house that is like a chaos zone and you feel like unless that's sorted, your house isn't sorted? And that's how I kind of feel about this area. It's like messy, and it's one of the first things people see, yet it's really hard to keep tidy. I'd love this area built in. I think I've talked about this before. If I could get, well, if we were staying here, the plan is to move on in a couple of years from this house to another kind of house, and I'll explain all about that when the time comes. But this house was only ever kind of an interim house anyway, and as much as we love it, we know this isn't our forever home. So I don't want to be spending a load of money to kind of get this boxed in and, you know, spend like a fortune on a special designed area when I know that we are going to be moving. I know that we're going to downsize. I know that the kids are going to be moving out at some point soon, and that's going to be kind of on the cards. But it's like I need a better solution than this. Maybe getting baskets to hide the shoes on these shelves will help. So I'm kind of thinking about all that kind of stuff as we are, or as I tidy really. It's all, what can I do to make it better? How can I do to make it easier for myself? Because making things easy for myself is like the main aim. And I think that's one of the things that I'm really focusing on, is slowing life down, but also making my life easier. You know, not going back to the chaos of like it was when the kids were little, because that time was really hard. That time was really tough. And I found it, I loved my kids being littler, but it was so difficult. And I don't want to get back to that. I want to get back to a, you know, things getting easier, not harder. So one thing I am really grateful for is this lino floor. So when we first moved in, I was going to get a wooden parquet floor and have it like in a herringbone shape. But when we looked at the different kind of materials and the cost of everything, because this floor runs from the hallway through to the kitchen, through to the garden room, it was going to be really, really expensive to do. And I was like, well, I've got dogs, I've got kids, you know, it's going to get muddy and dirty. So we went for kind of a really high quality lino in this kind of wooden plank. Excuse the dogs as well. This is what the dogs did most of the morning, is played like this, which is lovely when you think Lenny is 11, nearly 12, and Honey's still a puppy. It's just really nice that they got on so well, especially now we don't have big dogs in the house. They're like proper each other's friends, even though Lenny looks at her as if to say, get off me most of the time. But it's quite cute. So yeah, going back to the floor. So I was going to have a wooden parquet floor, and I'm really glad I didn't. So this lino is hard wearing, it's really easy to clean, it is durable, I can mop it, it's just brilliant. I'm really, really pleased that we went with this. The only downside to it is that it has little grooves all over it that get dirty really, really quickly. So I found within probably about a year of living here, it was dirty. So yeah, that's the only thing to kind of consider, is that it gets dirty quite quickly, but it is easy to clean. So we're going to go into the downstairs loo and give this a little clean around now. I love this downstairs loo. It's the only room that I've painted that is a different colour. Well, that's not true actually, because the garden room's got one wall that's a different colour. But you know how when you move into a new build, it's just a white box? Well, I've done a colour on this wall. It is Pharaoh Ball French grey, I do believe, which is more green than grey, to be fair. And I really, really like it. It needs a bit of a touch up, but that's something that I need to do. So just a quick wipe there, and then into the utility room. So the utility room is kind of my catch-all room. This is the room that is never tidy in my house. It is just never tidy. I have to just accept that, because it just is a dumping ground most of the time. I dog room in here. The kids will put all kinds of football kit and bits and pieces in here. I have boxes like the Freddy's Flowers box that they take that away when they bring me another delivery, but then obviously I have to store the box for a few weeks until that happens. The dog food's in here, the microwave's in here, my son's noodle supply is in here, bin, everything. This is just my catch-all room. The only downside is it doesn't have a door on, so it is open to my kitchen, but it is a separate room, so you can't really see it too much. And the glass window from outside is clear. So a couple of things I want to do this year is get some film for the back door to make it opaque so that people can't see in. So that's one of the kind of jobs I'm going to do. And I'm going to get some baskets and shelf kind of bits in here just to get some things off the side. I need a new microwave, and that's kind of it. So I'm going to do a bit of a utility project coming up. That is on the cards. So we're going to have a little quick tidy in the kitchen. This room wasn't bad, but as you saw, I hadn't even opened the kitchen blind this morning. So that's kind of where I was at. It was literally, I came home from the school run and thought, I'm not going to sit down, because if I sit down, I won't do anything. And I just wanted to get the downstairs tidy and just get it all sorted out. So that is kind of what I'm doing. Kitchen was all right, not too bad. I'm still kind of having to drum it into the kids to wipe their plates, scrape the plates into the bin. The excuse last night was that bin was full, so they didn't empty the bin, of course. They just left everything on the side. Work in progress still with the kids. Doesn't change, does it, as they get older? You still have to chase them and get them to do little bits and pieces that we want them to do, but it's all good fun. So yeah, what kind of week I've had this week? Well, it's been quite busy. Work has been quite full on, so I've had a lot of late nights, which means that my house has got a little bit away from me, which is why I wanted to dedicate just an hour this morning to getting it straight. And I think that's more my style, is doing kind of an hour here, an hour there, you know, setting myself a timer, kind of doing it and then kind of relaxing. I've got over the kind of feeling that it's going to be tidy all the time, because that's just not realistic. You know, I live in a busy house. Like, I can't clean the kitchen and expect it to, stay that way, because it just doesn't. It gets messy, and it gets messy quite quickly because it's the heart of the home. But now I sit in the kitchen a lot, having the sofa in the garden room. I do like it to be nice, so it is kind of focusing my mind more on, general tidying all the time. I wanted to have a bit of a slow day, but my main focus this day was clearing the laundry room out, or the airing cupboard upstairs. So we are going to do that in a minute, but yeah, for now it's just a downstairs clean. Okay, so this was a little later on. So I made that cuppa that you've just seen, and then I sat down, and I didn't get up again until it was time to get Olivia from school. So when I got Olivia from school, I was like, right, come on, this is it now. You've got to tackle that cupboard. And I have been putting this off for so long. It has just got so bad. It is stuffed full of all kinds of duvet sets and pillows and clothes and you name it, I had stuffed it in here, and it's not a very big cupboard at all. So it was one that I'd kind of tried to make the best of with this shelving unit, and then it had a little bit of space, so it's just got, everything's got crammed in. Now we are downsizing when we move from this house, and I'm trying to get to the point where I am decluttering now, so that when we do downsize, it's not so big a kind of task to get rid of stuff. So I only want to have, for each bed, a couple of changes of bedding. I want a spare duvet and pillows in case anyone comes over and we need a spare duvet. But other than that, that's it. And I've accumulated so much stuff. I think I had 3 duvets in here, double duvets that were spare. I mean, where did those come from? I have no idea. Towels that I was going to use for rags, but that they're still in here. There was just so much stuff. So that's my focus today. I'm going to pull everything out, and I am going to downsize it, declutter it, get rid. I'll donate what I can, and I will just kind of skip the rest. But it is literally being a bit brutal. So I am getting rid of stuff that is perfectly good, and I will donate what I can, but the rest of it will just go in the bin, because I'm so sick of having clutter that I do not need and is just taking up space. So yeah, so sit back and enjoy this one, guys, because this is quite a big transformation. So I have kept a couple of duvet covers as spare ones, just in case I need to change the beds and like the kids lose one, or I don't know, just as spares. So each child has got their own duvet sets in their room to change their own beds, and they sort that out, but I'd like to have a couple of spares, so that's what I've done. And I've kept some pillowcases as well, but I've been really brutal and thrown a lot away that are stained, old, off-coloured, like dyed, you know, all the stuff. I've just kind of gone, no, I'm going to be ruthless with this. And I'm kind of trying to organise the shelves in a better way. So I've got like spare bedding on the bottom, sheets and pillowcases on the next shelf, and then toilet rolls and toiletries on the next shelf, and that kind of thing. I always keep a spare dressing gown in there as well for guests. So if like the boys have their girlfriends over, there is a spare dressing gown in there. So yeah, those are the kind of things I keep in there, and the hot water bottles and things like that. But you can see I've got like kind of sheets and towels and bits and pieces. This is a spare dressing gown. Anyone is free to use it as long as they don't mind wearing pink. Boys, girls, whatever, you know, pink's for everybody. But yeah, so I keep certain things in there just to be easy, you know, sanitary stuff like that, so everyone knows where it is and there's no embarrassment if we have guests. But yeah, it pained me to throw some of this stuff away because it was good. Some of it there was stained or damaged, so yeah, that's fair enough. So I do feel like there's a little bit more order in here now. People can easily get to the spare toilet rolls. I have a little cleaning section on the top here that's got the duster and a kind of fabric refresh spray. Each bathroom has their individual kind of cleaning box in it, but this has just got like bits and pieces, rolls of bin liners and stuff, so that's easy again to, I don't have to run up and down stairs, I can just get that. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much happy with the organisation in here. It's not a big cupboard, but I think I've got pretty much everything where I want it, which was the whole point of this, really. I did find some interesting things in this cupboard, like one goalkeeper glove and odd socks, and this washing basket that had ink at the bottom of it so nobody would put their clothes in, because every time you put clothes in, the clothes got ink stained. Like this was a mop pad that I'm just putting up there because that was obviously needed for something, and you know, I don't really know. But yeah, I mean, I would say if you are thinking of spring cleaning as we're getting into spring, but it overwhelms you like it can a lot of us, do one cupboard at a time. Do a 30-minute kind of like declutter. Set yourself little time limits. Don't do it all at once. It's just too overfacing. I think it's just too much. And especially if you're leaning into this kind of slow living and kind of, especially with me, rebuilding my mental health and rebuilding health after so much time when I just felt rubbish, I don't want to go back to chaos. I don't want to go back to a life where I'm like stressed all the time. So for me, cleaning one cupboard at a time is perfect. And if you're anything like me, I would say it's a winner. I would say it's definitely something that's helped me. This stage of my life is stop feeling like I have to do everything all at once. I can do it in little sections as I go on. So yeah, that's just my little tip. So this is the end product, the finished cupboard. You can actually see a little bit of carpet in there. I have my kind of shelves organised, like I say, with sanitary towels and toilet rolls and towels and that kind of thing. I have a cleaning bit, I have my towels kind of folded up, and I have like kind of my scrubber that I use for cleaning the bathroom in there. I just need to get rid of these duvets, and I'm going to do that with a vacuum bag in a second. But this is so much better than it was before. I can actually open the cupboard and see what I've got, wash towels, put them back on the shelves as they're supposed to be, and it just feels like a breath of fresh air. So I had quite a few bags. These are going to go to Charity Shop and the Skip, so I am unceremoniously dumping them downstairs. And then these duvets and pillows, I have this vacuum storage bag. So I'm going to put these in a vacuum storage bag for when people come over. Now I did save this single duvet and one single duvet set, just because if any of the boys have friends over and they sleep on the sofa downstairs, it's just easy to pull this out instead of the double duvets. And I've kept one double duvet and a couple of duvet sets for if anybody comes and needs like an extra duvet on the bed or anything like that. So that's what I'm going to do now, and then I am going to put my feet up and enjoy a night of TV, probably watching Bridgerton that has just dropped. I'm very excited about that. So thank you very much guys for being here. Thank you for watching. Drop me a comment, let me know if you've enjoyed this, let me know what you're decluttering and what your spring cleaning looks like. I would love to know. Let me know where you are, let me know that you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you very soon on the next one. The next one is going to be a little bit of a different one. I've got some clothes to try on. We're going to discuss body image and loose skin, because I think that's important to address once you've kind of lost weight. Probably do a bit of cooking, probably do a bit of cleaning, and just hang out together. So please subscribe, drop me a like, and I will see you very soon in the next one.